give others insight that may be looking at shopping for one. This is the 2011 John Deere Gator 825i. It is the camouflage, which took a few pretty rigid bighorn tires. So far, very, very impressed. No problem hooking up on the loose terrain, running over trees, running through some fairly decent, maybe 10-inch diameter stones, loose dirt. Done everything, gone right through everything I've put in front of it. Find the bed, because I thought it would be like the regular two-wheel drive model Gators where it had a metal bed. This bed, as you can see, is a pretty rigid plastic. You have to excuse all the crud in the back, but you can see the bottom of this thing kind of has a rhino-lined surface on it already. I decided to start this video after I put this thing to work and could really give it some kind of testimonial as far as what it would do. But I've been laying corn, I've been hauling trees, been cutting some stuff out. It's got access in the back for a hitch. My terminology is probably not right, but it's got a push button four-wheel drive system. So I can just flip it to two-wheel if I want to get out of four-wheel, and independent rear suspension. Like to probably get some guards on those tail lights. They offer these things with an alloy or aluminum wheel. I opted for the black, mainly just from the standpoint I figured I'm going to be hitting branches and stumps and rock, like I said earlier. And if they get a little scuffed, just one thing I didn't want to have to contend with. But you can see these are actually pretty darn nice wheels for just black factory. Front rack, I think I'm going to have to fabricate some kind of a tray or something for it. It would be a great carrier for a lot of the stuff that's sitting in my bed right now, especially if I was out cutting down some timber, had the bed loaded with the timber. I could strap the chainsaw and my helmet and safety gear, keep all that up here. Underneath the hood, there's two small storage compartments. They are quite small, so let me keep it at that. Maybe on one side you could get a few pairs of gloves and some safety glasses. On the other side, a little bit more, but it's probably no bigger than enough to hold 3 water bottles. And I've been through tons and tons of brush. I mean, literally, if you look around the land here, I've done some of my own trail carving, running through some of the greens that's coming up. And you can't hardly tell. There's no marks on the front of this thing. The brush guard, wow. No deep scratches, gouges, nothing. I've hit a couple small trees with this thing, and it didn't even faze it. Very, very impressed. Now, this thing is on the upper tier of price, and that was one of my biggest hurdles. Originally, I started shopping. The used ones hold their value. I'm talking the whole category of the line, whether it's a Rhino, a Ranger, a Gator. There's a few different companies that have families of these things, but I drove some of the Polaris ones. Wasn't impressed. They were okay, and if I was running exclusively trails and not hunting and not planning on hauling animals with it, they would probably be great, especially for like a family sporting ride or something like that. But if you're going to work the thing and really, pardon the expression, abuse it, I think it's worth spending a few extra $1,000s. I'm going to run through a couple of features here. This is one of the things that really sold me, because I intend on moving a lot of rock and moving a lot of trees. The bed, if it's loaded up, dump your load. Here's the motor. Let me see if I can get a better look at this. It says John Deere dual overhead cam, 12 valve, 3-cylinder inline, but this motor is built by Kawasaki. The tip bed was one of the real nice features. All hydraulic assist. Comes right back into place. A lot of them you have to have the weight to the rear to cantilever it back, and that can be quite a bit of extra work, especially if you've got an uneven load or some odd shaped items. I'll just run through the dash real quick here, trying to keep this short and sweet. push button 2-wheel, 4-wheel drive. Can't state too much on that yet due to, there you can see 23 miles. Can't say too much about the dash. One of my concerns is how is this thing going to do when it gets 10 degrees out here? I don't know. Power outlet. Got my little spotlight there. Basic console. There's a little bit of storage in here. Capacity is, but it looks like a small fuel tank, right? It actually extends up underneath the driver's seat, so I believe capacity is probably right around 7 gallons. You can see I've got a passenger here. Shows you what I've been doing with it. If I had a criticism about this, like I said, I've been running it through the brush. We're on the front end here. Radiator got hit by something small. It's faint. I'll straighten those out. No big deal. But it would be nice, and this might go out to some of the accessory companies out there, some kind of an additional guard here. There's plenty of mounting positions. I may even fab something to drop in here. It's got this kind of rigid matting for the floor, which is nice because you can pull it out. It hasn't shifted or flown out or fallen out at all, but you can pull it out, hose it off, pressure wash the inside of the thing. Just especially if you're in the snow or the mud, whatever, it's nice to be able to clear that stuff out once in a while. Well, that's it, guys. Hopefully I didn't drag it out too long. Leave your comments, let me know what you think. If you got one, maybe you got one with some other accessories. I'm open to other ideas. Maybe this helps someone in making a buying decision. You won't go wrong with this. You'll be very impressed, especially if, like I said, if you're farmer, rancher, hunter. I'm working 19 acres with it, and it's perfect. Take care, guys.